The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
State your business here. The Chief Justice is This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please
No. What I meant to say is,
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorney.
We're here today to report... Of course.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief...
Thanks.
State your business here. The chief...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who...
See? They've got...
Yep. If you're here just to crack...
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us?
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're...
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my you even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father, why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his everything was hanging on a thread at that moment? Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly It's not so much that you can't feel, but oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. There's no need to be so surprised. My father was the one who asked for it to be built. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused but now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself?
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula... Let the wind lead.
Conquering demons is what I do.
for a while, but it ain't gonna last. Go!
Didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Make sure to keep up.
Oh, wow!
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if You still remember, right, Melus?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call...
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended... And if you were to stop drinking, as he oversaw Poisson...
Boss's uncompromising attitude. Not only that, Boss became...
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers and seek... The man's name was Jacques. He thought that night, my father... But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most precisely. It's all... But, considering it now, you're right. We still don't know...
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past. I think this third person is... On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, our opponent is insidious, and even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace. There is no need to follow your father's path.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Now, did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that, ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your part...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. But what drove all the tensions...
What?
Boss also didn't, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, but as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have... But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Malus, what was the key?
It's the location where Synth is produced. When he was threatening... But if you want to...
Why? If we...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. But a single visit to their headquarters would be... The worst case would be...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how...
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered it?
Let me think. One conclusion, when I announced orders to the organization, if the vendors didn't... After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, the first is...
Huh?
Yes, surprised. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Conflict.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. But in the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between... Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities, since Thierry is always in the know.
I see. These are all people who I communicate. To think that the enemy...
If you want to investigate...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving Boss's inner... After that, and if it might help you...
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth.
Brace yourselves.
No, my sword!
is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I know only the full truth could bring...
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he tried to be as careful as he could, but
they found out about it.
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good...
Well, things aren't always...
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that, regardless of whether he left you...
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance to...
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House?
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic...
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with after my partner here put the dots together for me, can you do me a favor and try to
Let me think. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So, my first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. But when I got there, it was already too late.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guards said that the first shot didn't hit anyone. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, I'll tell you everything once...
I understand. And if I may just say one more thing, the whole callous the unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still, but it was Mr. Callus's no matter what others might say.
Don't worry. You and all our other Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia?
Oh, so you've got news of that.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't...
I mean, where I work is... Callus did a fantastic job running the town. Building, it would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat.
Ah, yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House?
Ah, I get it. If you want to go through the original...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch guard...
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly... Why do you ask? We definitely can't...
Well, you see... So... if you, hypothetically, wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do was get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from control. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you... So I can promise you, those mech... They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are...
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no... I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera.
Yes, I've...
Oh, you were at the opera?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. I also witnessed her marvelous sleuthing work. Quite. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf. I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over...
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordials. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Nadia, Poisson will always remain. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that bank. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if...
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and so...
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
You can't run! We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose... Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora...
According to Jacques' family members, he...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably
So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, the attack from the... It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, you say? But I didn't...
Yeah. Had he actually tampered? If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how.
Uncle Marcel? And with funds from... Still, also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own... Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects?
Malus has always... The suspect is knowledgeable. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. We need far more...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd.
Wait, how? None of that...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to...
Right, because they'll think...
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder than...
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a trial about the serial You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Malus, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence...
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
You can't run!
According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
There's still a long...
to the synth production base. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too?
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from...
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able... But that was an exception rather than standard.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearance. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default. Correct?
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person is... Something... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, and if the charge fails, depending on the...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so... Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney.
Apologies, sir. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful, only through elucidating...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I... If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself. Callus was defeated by Champion. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques. Not, in truth, after that, Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, however, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new Something's not... The testimony of the... However, This assassin... But now, since... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to...
What happened? Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the prime...
What a great theory.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact...
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we One, do you...
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but we should be able to find a map, considering the serial disappearances case.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette.
Why do I feel like...
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court?
If he... I've thought about this too. The dissolving power... My father could have exposed... At that time, what was certain how...
Boss wants to...
What? If the secret had got... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of... But what good would that do? Have this opera... But by staying so... I was able to... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, but since he entrusted his will to...
So, during During the duel, did you believe that
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I fought many battles and taken a countless number of in my line of work. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained.
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to... And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone. The culprit could only time their actions so precise... Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after... I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal to Pather.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Oof. Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also... Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that, in addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya, but the...
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This...
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your...
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he... But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the people whose families, many people's and whose image, is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way out.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Time for takeoff.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Here we go! Think you can get away? Off we go! Let's light it up! You can't run! Wipe out! Punish me! Get out of here! Why do they never miss?
Let's play. Time for takeoff.
Go! I'm going in! takeoff. Everybody stand lights out.
Water jet!
Here we go. Yeah. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Let's play! Oh. Get out of here!
Bombs away!
Let's light it up! Here we go! Time for takeoff. I'm going in! Judgment!
Water jet!
Brace yourselves! Yeah! After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he can act whenever he wants. I concur. Let's send some... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all... Huh? You mean the girls... And then they were turned into water, and all the boxes of things, they snake... What's this over here? Looks like some experiment number 16 aims to verify the experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that
So that's why he did. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he... In any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep! We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were... Yeah! We haven't found anything that... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be... Sure thing. We'll find something for sure! Ugh. Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then... You found her... Aww. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many! A whole page's worth! The final name she just... Marcel! Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old. Has this...
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my part.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise,
Do you really pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades, they said there's no way Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house and Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still... Venier, please, Venier!
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guard. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Venier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped.
Yeah. It's finally... See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, passed wrong. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just... The guilty party has been identified, and thus we now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice?
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of...
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Guards, please take the suspect.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either!
What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not?
My dearest citizens, did you really allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken, or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had...
However, given the state of things, I shall give in. Of course. For if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you have been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely all shall be revealed. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in...
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much...
She probably just put on... However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case.
All right. Even though we feel pretty... After all, he's done plenty...
Faster.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're the Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think Paimon
agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall...
Thank you. this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well?
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it.
Vignier, it's me!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! I'm here!
Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You...
It's been more than 20 years. All this time. I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you. If not for you, I would... If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would... It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait.
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand. As our bodies dissolved, our thoughts circulate. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then...
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do... You are a liar. The only thing you are. From the moment you're first...
No! Yeah! She can't hate me. Let me see her.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? 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 Drown.
To relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damp...
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia!
Oh.
Sounds like you're really...
It's just been one thing. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized this time, though.
So
it's been the dearest...
Oh, by the way... well...
Huh? So you know...
Yeah, way back when I believe the store... To be fair, though, she was trying to lean on...
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that... Oh, and in...
Oh, are you...
well, it was thanks to her...
Oh, that's...
Anyway, now that the case is... Oh, actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want a good...
Sure thing.
And in that case, everyone...
Yeah, you're right. this is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone there?
Hmm?
Isn't that Neuvillette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to... I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still,
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, there was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning, I believed that But Mr. Callis proved, if not for his sacrifice, Mr. Callis made, and in the end, from a certain perspective, a justice that's high. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis. This regret has filled me with that high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you...
So Navia and Neuvillette. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're... Paimon's never paid respect. Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a... Oh, no. Paimon hopes Miss Nav... Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you? Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor. My apologies. My investigation. However, I still believe the judgment of the oratory.
But you also...
For many years, I have been quite aware, as a divinely... Not only can it produce... Which is all to say, I have been prepared...
So when...
I was not aware. In any case, I am... Based on Farina's... While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, if we did
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation...
Is there anything else? Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine... Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will... Does that appropriately summarize...
That's right!
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the...
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro-Archon?
Two parts of the prophecy have... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy...
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like?
So...
Truthfully, there used to be a special sea most of Tevat's life.
Huh.
But today, what Vache discovered must have been some kind...
Huh.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which, to be frank, that also doesn't match my... Is there anything else you'd like to... Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.